Over the next 2 weeks, Topaz Rossi and Rowena Gordon became firm friends. At first, this amazed other students who knew them. After all, Rowena was cold, reserved, and rigid in hell, whereas Topaz was a red-blooded Italian-American, sensual, pushy, and scraping by on a scholarship. But their backgrounds were more similar than most people realized. Both of them had already made one major mistake in the eyes of their parents. They'd been born female. The Gordons of Asia had been an unbroken line of Scottish farmers for more than 1,000 years. Give or take a few acres, the Gordon estate and coat of arms had passed smoothly from father to son down the generation until Rowena's father, Charles Gordon, had failed to provide a son of his own. There had been 3 miscarriages, and Rowena was conceived despite the doctor's order. When Miss Mary Gordon, after all the heartache, was finally delivered in Guy's Hospital in London, her proud husband waited all night in the room closest to the ward, turning over names in his mind: Richard, Henry, Douglas, William, Jacob. At 3 a.m., the nurse came in beaming. "Is he all right?" Charles asked anxiously. "She is fine, sir," the nurse smiled. "You have a beautiful baby daughter." Gina Rossi would have sympathized with Charles Gordon. He might also have felt a touch of condescension. After all, he already had 3 fine sons. He was the envy of his neighbors. But he wanted another, and his wife was getting tired. Gina had already decided that it would be the last time for him. When the baby turned out to be a girl, he felt cheated. What should Gina Rossi do with a daughter? He hadn't even had any sisters. No. He patted the little infant on the head and left her to her mother to raise. Anna Rossi called her daughter Topaz after her favorite gemstone and because she had a little tuft of red gold baby hair. Rowena Gordon wanted for nothing. From the moment she was wrapped in her heirloom christening gown of antique lace, everything was provided for her. When she was 6, a pony. When she was 17, a car. In between, the finest clothes, the smartest skiing holidays, ballet lesson, Harley Street artist, and anything else her father could think of. Anything that would allow him to ignore his real feeling for her. The acute disappointment, the sense of betrayal. Until Rowena was 6, he merely avoided her. After that, he would either lose his temper over the smallest childish offense or treat her with cold courtesy. Mary Gordon was no better. She resented her daughter as the reason for her husband's coldness towards her. When Rowena was sent away at 7 to boarding school, she felt only relief. When Rowena was 10, a miracle occurred. Mary Gordon, at the age of 41, got pregnant again and carried the baby to term. This time, Charles' prayers were answered. At 47, he had fathered a son, James Gordon, sole heir to the estate and the family name. Both parents were overjoyed. The new baby was an apple of their eye, and Charles Gordon never snapped at his daughter again. From that day forth, he simply ignored her. Rowena accepted her parents' attitude. Things were the way they were, and no amount of wishing would change it. Her reaction was simple. From now on, she would be in control. She would shape her own world. She would rely on herself. The grades she was earning at school ceased to be an effort to win their love. Now, they become a password to college. A university meant independence. The independence meant freedom. And Rowena discovered something else. She was good at work. She was, in fact, the brightest girl in her year. It was a new revelation. Rowena worked coldly and with complete dedication until she topped the class in everything except art. She had her rivals, Mary Jane and Rebecca, happy, pretty girls who were much more outgoing and popular than her. They provided a benchmark. They were the ones to beat. If Rowena got only 74% in an exam, she didn't mind, providing Becky and Mary Jane got only 73%. She discovered she would rather come top than get an A. In most cases, she did both. Across the Atlantic, where Topaz Rossi was also disappointing her family, where Rowena became arrogant, cold, and strong, Topaz threw tantrum, burst into tears, and demanded attention, like the unruly mob of red girls she was sprouting. Nobody knew where that came from, as Gina remarked. The girl was proving rebellious. She flirted with boys. Her papa hit her. She started to wear makeup. Her mom made her to go to mass every day for months. Her mom tried to love her, but she was worn out. And Topaz was so different. She refused to learn to cook. She wanted a career like she couldn't find a nice boy looking like she did. What was wrong with the child? Didn't she know she was a girl? Topaz burned with the injustice of it. In truth, she was more like her father than any of his sons. Smart, feisty, passionate when angry. She was so desperate for them to love her, or at least understand. She was making the best grades in grade school. She was making the best grades in high school. When Topaz was 16, her parents ordered her to quit school and come help in the shop. She refused. She wanted more. Her teachers thought she could get a scholarship to Oxford University, no less. She wanted to make something of herself. Sullenly, Gina refused his permission. All Topaz's tears were to no avail. Deep down inside, he knew he was wrong. That if Emiliano had been offered such a chance, he would have burst with pride. But he was angry. Why did the Lord give him 3 ordinary sons, no better than the next man's, and suddenly this wild little daughter, who made straight A's in courses her brother couldn't even spell? What business did she have being brighter than her family? Jenna was jealous for his sons, he was jealous for himself, and he refused permission. She could not take this exam at 18. She would help her mother. Topaz felt her tears and rage crystallize into a hard diamond of fury. So be it, she thought. If her father turned his back on her, she would turn from him. She took the exam in secret, and, as she had known they would, they awarded her the bursary. 2 days later, she packed up her few decent clothes, kissed her brothers and mother goodbye, and got into a cab for GFK. Her father refused her his blessings. So her heart was breaking. The past hardened her face very well. From now on, she was on her own. For both girls, Oxford was the way out. In that glamorous summer, the beautiful old city nestling in the heart of the soft Cotswold hills represented an opportunity to make a name for yourself. If you were doing it properly, Oxford was a dress rehearsal for real life. Topaz and Rowena were doing it properly. Topaz wanted to be a journalist more than anything else in the world. She wanted to talk to everyone, to see everything and serve it back to the public in graceful phrases and snappy paragraphs underneath a photo of herself and the byline. She would make them laugh and shock them and make and break people and change perception. She wanted to give people spectacles. so that when they looked through them, they would see life the way she did. She would expose, observe, amuse, and enlighten, and make a ton of money doing it. See you next time.